Hi guys, good morning, good afternoon, or good evening. It's that Astro Witch, and today's reading is gonna be focused on what kind of blessings you can expect to receive by the end of the month. So it doesn't have to be super huge blessings. Maybe it could be something that you've been working hard on, and then you'll finally see some results from it. So let's see what kind of blessings you can expect by the end of the month. So that one wants to show. I think this one too. We've got a lot of blues. Look. Well, that's kind of green, but anyway. So we already know what those are, but anyway, we'll look at them in more detail during the reading. So whichever stone is calling towards you, I feel like, actually I don't want to say anything in the beginning of the video. So a lot of blues, but this is pile number 1, 2, and 3. And as usual, you can take a moment to meditate, pause the video, however long you need, and then when you're ready and you found the stone that calls you, or maybe stones, then you can jump to the timestamp in the description box, and I'll see you in the readings. Hi pile number 1, welcome to your reading. So this was the stone that you were drawn to, and I think, the name showed in the beginning, but this is Soda Light. So who needs it? Planners, producers, Virgos. When to use it? When you have a big decision to make, when you're 99% finished with a project but you can't get your head around the last 1%. Don't. Seriously, give up. Meditate with Soda Light. Abandon solution-oriented thinking. Surrender to your intuition and watch your problem get solved from someplace much deeper. Deepen your intuition is your message, Soda Light. Okay, so maybe you guys have been working really hard to complete something, like it says here, towards the end of this year, but I think they're trying to tell you maybe this is not the right time for it to be done. And in the beginning, when I was saying that there were a lot of blue stones, bluish, greenish stones, and I wanted to say something, but I saved it for the beginning of each reading instead. So the blue represents like the throat chakra, but then since this is much more blue compared to the other stone that was greener, this one could focus more on your communication skills, or maybe speaking your truth, or maybe that's what I feel more. It's like speaking out more, because with the throat it's more related to that, like communication. So this is the tarot deck we'll be using, and the oracle cards here, and we have the tea leaves on the side. I just left it there first. So we're gonna start by asking, what kind of blessings can pile number 1 expect to receive by the end of this month? What kind of blessings can they expect? I thought something flipped. What can they expect at the end of this month, please? Actually, these two, even this one. Many blessings. Let's see. You have, I don't know, I was thinking about like getting the tea leaves, that's why my mind went blank, but after this because it's eccentricity, crap. Anyway, Saturn in Aquarius, eccentricity. Woo. Okay, you have manipulation with Jupiter in Scorpio. Yes, nearly said Virgo. Jupiter in Scorpio. And you have empathy with Pisces, Moon in Pisces. A lot of bigger signs here. I mean, like towards the second half of the cycle. Okay. Okay, I don't want to say anything yet. Let's take out some tea leaves. I'm actually drawn to getting from each. Okay, let's see. This one. This. Okay. Oh, okay, this one too. Thank you. So, yeah, like this. Let's see, your month of the year is June. Okay, so 6 months. Could be 6 weeks as well. No, 6 months, yeah. Quill, get back to the basics. Wow. Fly, a period of ill health, depression. That one is like sticking out over there. Seahorse, family matters. Actually, I'm being drawn to get one more. Let's just get, ooh, this one. Hold on. I'm taking one more from the tea leaf. And it disappeared. Hold on. There's one card that's sticking out. Okay, I got it. Claw, be careful, do not take risks. Ah, okay. I see. So right away, before we take the tarot cards, I can see that here with eccentricity, I'm sorry guys, but it's like with fly right underneath it. I think maybe you standing out from maybe doing things in a very different way makes you stick out like a sore thumb, and it makes you kind of feel left out. Not left out, kind of you're sticking out so much that you just feel so out of place. So I think that could have been like, if you're going through depression, I hope you're getting professional help, because it could help a lot. And regardless, like, you could have a moment where you're just feeling down, very low energy, lacking motivation. Maybe this is the kind of energy that you're feeling right now, because maybe the project that you're working on is something that is so out of the ordinary, maybe out of the ordinary in your sense, like maybe within your circle of friends, within your family circle. It's just like, it's not, I wouldn't say normal, it's not usual to, it's the same thing, it's not typical for you guys maybe within your circle to go for this kind of project, this kind of ambition, this job opportunity. So I think people are just kind of like, are you sure about that? Are you sure it's not gonna like just be a flop? Maybe this is something that's passing, like maybe it's a phase, and you're just like, you feel very deeply about this, and it just kind of sucks that you feel like you don't really have anyone in your corner to back you up. So here with June, especially June, next to Quill, get back to the basics, and then you have be careful, do not take risks. I think they're trying to tell you that right now it's best if you just kind of focus on the foundation of things. Like, I know you probably have really big dreams to achieve a certain thing, like the end result, and I think you are kind of really trying to speed your way to that. But then they're trying to tell you to just like calm down, take a breath, because if you don't kind of build stronger foundations, if you don't make sure that you got your basics down, then you're just gonna fall. You know, it's gonna be more difficult, because yes, you can fall and pick yourself back up and then start again, but then they kind of don't want you to go through the hassle of restarting, you know? So let's say, for example, that maybe you want to start learning, I don't know, to skate, like to use a skateboard or to learn an instrument, right? So then when you kind of learn balance for skateboarding, for example, when you learn to balance, it's better than, or let's say when you want to learn this really cool trick, I don't know what it's called, when you spin the board, like you jump and then this board spins and jump on it again. So let's say that's the kind of trick you want to learn, but then you didn't master, like maybe even just flipping it, you know? I don't know what I'm saying, but this is a very particular example that came up to me. So let's say that's the thing that you want to do. There are a few things that are like prerequisites before you achieve this kind of level that you're going for. And your guides are trying to tell you that the blessing you can receive, one of the blessings, is that the blessing of insight. Just seeing and being aware that things, like what you're trying to achieve, needs a bit more time. So the fact that you're able to see this instead of going for it already and then maybe potentially failing and then restarting from the basics in this sense, it's good that you can prepare yourself now, because I think by June, in 6 months time, you'll be able to see more progress if you start with the basics. Here with family matters, I feel like it's more linked to this, where I think you just don't feel that support. But just because, I think there are some people who are like, you don't feel that support, and so you're just like, you know what, fuck it, I'm gonna do it myself. I don't need other people to, be behind me on this, and I can do it myself. And I know it's like a good mindset to have, that you will pursue whatever you want regardless. But I feel like right now they're reminding you that just because your family doesn't, the family or the people you consider family do not seem to support you right now, it doesn't mean that you have to rush just to prove them wrong, okay? So this is not something that you have to rush into, is what I'm saying, and what your guides are telling you. With manipulation, Jupiter in Scorpio and Moon in Pisces with empathy. I'm seeing this more like you'll be able to, it's more like something so well, because okay, I'm trying to think of this in a proper like example. Let's say there's a project that you really want to, or there's a goal that you want to achieve, a project that you want to have in your workplace, okay? And let's say when you work on the basics, and then you, like within the next few months or half a year, you'll be able to know this field so deeply that you can manipulate it to your own will. I don't know how else to explain it. Let's say, because here with Moon in Pisces with empathy is also depth, and these two cards I'm picking up more about depth. So let's say you want to be I don't know, you want to pursue a doctor's degree, for example, and then you kind of feel like you want to skip the master's, because I know it's possible you can go from an undergraduate degree like a bachelor's and then skip the master's and then go straight for a doctor's. It's possible, but I feel like here these two cards together kind of make me feel more like your guides are trying to tell you, I'm hearing maybe warn you, that jumping from your bachelor's to your doctor's might not be the best way for you, because maybe there are some skills, some things, I'm hearing networking, maybe some connections that you could build within the master's degree that could really help you progress smoothly towards a doctor's. Because I know some people can they can jump from a bachelor's to a doctor's, and it's perfectly fine. But then for a lot of us, like for a lot of people who want to pursue a doctor's degree, it's kind of an easier way to kind of get into the doctor's degree. So it doesn't have to be only in the education sense. I'm just saying that in this sense, there is a middle step that you're thinking of skipping. I guess here it's the basics, and they want you to kind of polish on that so that you're able to use all your knowledge. Oh, I'm seeing, okay, another example is like dancing, okay? So let's say you really want to be able to dance like a certain person, okay? Or do a certain style, but then you don't learn the fundamentals of that style. So then you would probably only be restricted to learning choreography on YouTube or from dancers who do that particular style. Whereas if you master the basics of this style, the fundamentals, then you'll be able to manipulate it in your own way so that you can create your own moves within that style. So that's the best way I can put this message here. So I feel like your first blessing that your guides are telling you that you could receive by the end of this month is insight, where you will be able to see that focusing on the basics instead of skipping over it would be much easier for you, so that you could progress to your goal smoother. Wow. Okay. And don't give up. I know it's like tough, but don't be so hard on yourself too, because I'm seeing this more like for example, if someone's trying to discover a cure in the medical field, and the cure is to a disease that probably doesn't have a cure yet, you know? So it's like, take your time and don't skip over some little details that you feel like skipping just because maybe it will be easier for you. But I think looking past those details could kind of affect your experiments or something like this, like very specific. But don't let the slowness of it wear you down, because with Saturn is about structure, and it could be like, I think it's one of the slowest planets. I could be wrong, but it's more about building to make sure that you get the basics right. It's knowledge, it's education. I mean, Jupiter is that too, but like with Saturn, I feel like it's more like really being disciplined. And don't be so hard on yourself if you can't stick to your certain routines, but don't let the slowness wear you down. Okay? All right. So let's see. We'll ask your tarot card. I feel like I got a paper cut. Anyway, what other blessings can pile number 1 expect by the end of this month? What blessings can pile number 1 expect by the end of this month? It's okay. I saw that. I'm gonna... That's too many. We're gonna take the top of this, and then this one that flipped over. So this one is first. Okay. Oh, we've got 2 here. And 1 more. Thank you. Okay. I don't usually count the cards. so if there are extras, we'll look at them later as usual. So first, let's do this like this. You got the Page of Cups here with air and water. The World. The Hermit. Major Arcana cards already. I guess no, we can't do 4, not with this layout. Okay, that's okay. Pentacle, 7 of Pentacles, Saturn in Taurus, 2 of Swords, Moon in Libra, and 10 of Wands with Saturn in Sagittarius. Okay. Yeah, I'm not gonna force it. There are just a bunch of cards. These cards are so big, sometimes I have a hard time like laying them out. Okay. It's okay. So here we can look at this like for maybe this is one set of blessings, maybe one blessing, and this is gonna be another blessing. You have so many blessings. Okay. Let's see. Page of Cups. Here with the World. Here with the Page of Cups, actually, I feel like you might be someone who can like the way that your intuition connects with you is through emotions. With Scorpio and Pisces here next to the Page of Cups, these are water signs. And I think that's why they're telling you, let's say, if you are going through something that's like this period of ill health or depression, I feel like this is very much connected to this in the sense that, let's say, if you are forcing something, like forcing something to work itself out within a deadline, but you know how universe has this thing where maybe, let's say in the example of you trying to pursue that end goal, maybe like a doctor's degree or that final skateboard cool move thing, there's that you want to achieve by the end of the month, but then I don't think it's the best way because you have things to focus on, right? So what I was trying to say is with the Page of Cups here, I feel like you can feel that when it's not meant to happen, because then there's just too much friction. I think a lot of people can feel that, but then you in particular might be more in tune with your emotions. So let's say when you're trying to maybe even force a relationship, or if you are forcing something because you really want it to happen at a particular time or something, inside it might just feel a little bit wrong. But then maybe you've had this thought process where you're just like, it doesn't feel so good right now, like it doesn't feel like it's supposed to happen right now, but I really want it to, you know? Like you've been working towards this goal for so long that if you give it up now, you just don't know what you're gonna do with yourself. So that kind of feeling. But then let's say when maybe you can reflect on another situation where you were hoping something would happen, but you didn't necessarily force it to happen. So let's say you wanted to be able to communicate better, right? So let's say you just kept on learning, watching videos on YouTube, how to communicate better and all that. And then eventually it just happened. It's not like, I mean, of course, setting goals will be helpful, but I think sometimes when you're too strict on something, like when you're forcing something too much, especially when universe has its own timing, you know, and then it doesn't work out, or it doesn't work out the way that you were hoping it to, it's that kind of emotion. Like you can feel like in your gut that something's a little bit off. But then once you let go of that need for control, things just kind of flow easier, and then other blessings start coming in. It's just like when you close your fist so much. I've used this example a couple times before, but it's like when you cling so much to a certain thing, like a certain blessing, a certain idea that you really want to have, but then universe has other plans for you, like maybe bigger blessings, bigger plans and things like that. So when you keep on clinging to something, and then once they're trying to give you maybe bigger blessings, you just kind of stick here because you're holding so tightly. But once you kind of open your hands, like open your heart to receiving, then a lot of things could happen to you, a lot of blessings could come your way. So I think this other this is what I'm trying to say, is that when you have to kind of listen to your body, because I feel like you could feel it in a more intuitive or even physical sense. Like deep down inside, you have this intuition that people tend to say that you're quite intuitive. So you should pay attention to that, especially with the ear here. You should listen to your feelings, your emotions. If something doesn't feel right, you don't have to force it, and then let's see what happens, right? So the world here, I feel like the world is the center of this reading, and then this is kind of surrounding it. With the Seven of Pentacles, yes, especially with the claw. Like I said in the beginning, you could be feeling that things aren't working out the way that you were hoping them to. Like you really want to prove yourself, but you have to pay attention to what you have. Get back to the basics. You have 7. So instead of going from 7 to the 10 right away, you have the 8 and 9 to work on. They want to remind you of that. So pay attention, kind of work towards it. It's slow, but at least it's gonna be beneficial. There are lessons that you need to learn. With Moon in Libra and Saturn in Sagittarius with the 10 of Wands, I think when you're unable here, yes, this is the one. When you're unable to kind of see what you need to focus on next, and you start taking up so much of the burden together. Let me just, oh yes, okay. I had a feeling you weren't gonna be able to see that because these are glossy cards. But anyway, here with the 7, it's kind of like you look at what you have, but then there's this kind of like, you don't feel like it's enough. When you kind of feel that, and then you go with this 10 of Wands, and then you start taking up all of this I don't know, responsibility that maybe nobody really imposed on you, but you feel like you need to do it. So then you take up all of these other things to try and reach the 8, reach the 10 quicker. That's when you will not be able to see clearly where you're headed. Because when you carry all these wands, yes, there's fire, there's passion, there's drive, there's ambition to go for your dreams. But then along the way, you won't be able to see other things that you need to see, to learn. With Saturn and Sagittarius, I feel like Sagittarius is all about expanding as well, with it, like with Jupiter being the ruler of Sagittarius. There is that expansion, but then with Saturn here, they're trying to kind of remind you to, they're kind of restricting you in the sense that they want you to be able to pay attention to the things that you need to see in order to be able to reach that 10 with much more satisfaction and fulfillment. Yes, that's a word. So I feel like you don't actually, maybe you feel like it's a decision that you have to make. Like maybe if you're working on a project and you're just like, I don't want to drop this, but then I feel like I need to, but if I do, then, you know, I feel like there's this back and forth, but it's not something that you're unsure about. I think you already have this feeling, especially with your intuition. And this is just reminding you that what could potentially happen. Okay, so I feel like your second blessing is more focused on the fact that your intuition is quite strong. They're reminding you that you have this intuition to be able to end cycles quickly when you look within. Yes. Oops, I kicked the light. Okay, so with the Hermit here, it's about introspection and maybe seeking guidance from your higher self, from your spirit guides. And the fact that you have this ability, it's kind of reminding you that you're able to put an end to things, to be able to start fresh. You don't always have to wait for the new year to start again, or you don't have to wait for the new month. It just helps. It's arbitrary. It's just like how people just say, okay, I'm going to start on Monday. Okay, I'm going to start on the first day of next month. It's just because people are much more motivated during those times. So they're just saying, if that helps you, you could do that still. But just remember that you have so much ability to see situations the way they are and feel what feels right for you or what is just being forced. You have all of that potential. You have the ability to also reach out to your guides. So take that opportunity and put kind of start again whenever you can. Because, I mean, you can, right? That's the thing. Okay, let's look at these last few cards. You have a lot. Oh, this is longer than I expected. Okay, Knight of Cups. Fire and water. Oh, you've got a lot of fire now. Okay, no, it's just visible here. Okay, Knight of Cups. Ace of Wands. Wheel of Fortune. The 10 of Pentacles. I'm just gonna move this like that so that we can place them. 10 of Pentacles. See? 10 of Pentacles. And the Fool. And this is all about new beginnings. You had the World and you have the Fool. This is just, again, I feel like it's just the same idea. It's not necessarily a new blessing or another blessing. It's more following up on the other one that I was telling you about. With the Knight of Cups, when you follow your heart, your dreams, there's always, you feel that spark of motivation, that creativity, that ability to do more. Like you feel more energized. So they're trying to tell you that you'll always have that, and sometimes you will, because of this very strong motivation, you might burn out. And they're trying to remind you that even if that happens, your ability to pick yourself back up is what matters. So this is more like a reminder for the rest of the month. If you fall down, always remember you can always pick yourself back up, because there's nowhere else you can go below. Like there's no lower, like, oh my god, I can't say it. There's, let's say if you reach rock bottom, there's nowhere else you can go from there except for up. Okay. That's what I meant. And with the 10 of Pentacles, you are promised success, especially with new beginnings. I feel like you're always more like, I think with this, it's more like new energy that you follow your heart, your dreams, your passion, and then once you're able to master this and pick yourself back up whenever. And I mean, yes, you might feel down. It's hard. Like sometimes with lower energy levels, you can't always like pick yourself back up right away, but always remind yourself that you're able to do that and you will reach success. And I feel like you're always looking for the next big thing and you're always open to exploring. So that's something that they want to remind you, that you have these qualities and you can tap into them whenever. Okay, pile number 1. Such a fun reading. So many energies here, so many things, but at the end of the day, always trust yourself. And if you're feeling down, don't be so hard on yourself either. Just allow yourself or remind yourself that you're able to go back up, pick yourself back up. Okay, so listen to your intuition as well and stick to the basics. Focus on the details of what you need to work on. Okay, pile number 1, that was your reading. Thank you so much for sitting with me for another reading and for letting me read your energies. I hope this was helpful. I hope you enjoyed the video, and as usual, I hope you have a wonderful day or night whenever you're watching this. I'll see you next time for another reading, but for now, take care. I'll see you next time. Bye. Hi, pile number 2. Welcome to your reading. So this was the stone that you were drawn to, and like I said in the beginning, there was a lot of green. A lot of blue, and this one was kind of like greenish, but this green, well, blue and green. So let's say this more greenish color kind of reminds me of the heart chakra. So I feel like I didn't want to say this in the beginning because I didn't want to affect the way that you decided which pile, but I think this might have more to do with the way that you express yourself, because with the still bluish, it's like with the throat chakra is also expressing yourself, but I feel like more in like with your relationships or with people around you or with yourself, so more related to your heart. So let's see. Emerald. Emerald. Who needs it? Aestheticists, bohemians, Epicureans, and transcendentalists. Such long words. Okay, when to use it? When you've temporarily lost the courage to love and be loved. When you're in need of a total refresh. Open your heart to limitless possibility with Emerald. Point your heart towards grace. Toward grace, yeah, is your phrase. So does have something to do with your heart. It's more like you've lost the courage. I see. You need a little bit like a pick-me-up. Let's see what's going on here. Okay, we're gonna start by getting your oracle cards. You have your tea leaves here. I just kept them on the side so it's easier. But here we're gonna ask, what blessings can pile number 2 expect for by the end of this month? Yes, so they don't have to be super huge blessings. I think I said this in the beginning, or if I didn't, doesn't have to be huge. It could just be little things that you were working on that you finally can see like the results. Right. Oh, okay, I think one more card, please. This one. Thank you. All right. So for the first one, we're going to take your tea leaves in a bit, but your first one is influence with Mercury in Libra. This is a Venusian, I was going to say country, sign. So Venus rules Taurus and Libra. And you have Libra here already. So definitely related to the heart. With Mercury, communication, right? Saturn in, Saturn in, because this one was so similar to the previous reading, but inheritance. Saturn in Scorpio. Keep that here. And devotion with Saturn in Libra. Look at that. 2 Saturns. I do see set with 2 Saturn signs here. It's definitely doing with like restriction, setting boundaries, very high walls. That's what I'm seeing. Okay, let's get your tea leaves, please. This one. This one only, please. Thank you. Ah, okay. Fine. This one too. One more. This one only. Thank you. This one's calling. Oops. Okay, okay. Thank you, thank you. I'll keep that here. Let's look at what you got. Candle. You will be shown the way. Oh, very nice. Horseshoe. I don't know why it looked like ass. Okay. Good luck. Look. That's nice. Okay. Some more. Kangaroo. Unsettled times. Need to plan ahead, especially with influence down here. I think this is your current energy. Teapot. Deep friendship with someone of the same sex. Okay. However you identify as. Someone that you feel very connected with, like same soul energy. I would like to interpret that way. Oh, right. We have an extra card. Okay. Younger man. Dealings or relationship with a younger man. Or someone with more masculine energy. Doesn't have to be a man necessarily. And dolphin. Financial gain. Usually coming from something you did in the past. Okay, let's try and fit that here. Nice. Okay. Here. Inheritance, devotion. I'm seeing something like putting in the work towards something so that you can earn what you deserve. Okay, let's look at this first. With Mercury in Libra with influence, I feel like unsettled times. I think this is, especially with this imagery, it's making me think of how others' opinions could easily influence you, and I think that's why you just kind of shut yourself off. Maybe if it is in regards to love, and you've kind of shut yourself out of the dating scene, I feel like for some of you guys, it might have had something to do with like other people commenting or like saying really mean stuff about like you as a person, and then you just kind of felt like you're not worthy of that love. And I feel like your guides are trying to remind you that you have so much to give. Like for some reason, this labyrinth and then like this castle is making me think that there's something so precious hidden in here. That's why there's this labyrinth looking thing, right? And then this castle, usually there's like they hide the treasure somewhere in there. So I feel like there's so much I'm hearing power, a lot power, but there's so much you can give. I think it's about how you kind of put it out there. With devotion, look. Oh, it's not. They're kind of like ducks, I think. I thought they were like lovebirds, because lovebirds, from what I heard before, if one dies, then the other one is going to die too from heartbreak. Something that, because there's always 2 of them. But anyway, it made me think of that. But devotion, it's, oh, I see it. Yes, okay. If in the case that you have shut yourself out from the love scene because of other people, kind of see this as an opportunity to work on yourself. Let's say if other people, okay, so let's say that maybe there are some people who have constructive criticism to give you, and some who just like talk nasty shit for no reason. Okay, so I'm telling you to focus on constructive criticism. If you've had family or here deep friendship with someone of the same sex, this is, or someone who you identify with like very closely, maybe like a best friend or even like a family member, this person, I feel like, has shown you the way. I feel this is connecting this way. Yes, I feel like they are trying to enlighten you on something that you need to know about yourself. Maybe a characteristic that's probably not so optimal. Maybe you're super stubborn, and they're trying to tell you that, okay, you tend to be stubborn sometimes, and then you start saying, no, I'm not. So it kind of shows that way, and they're trying to tell you just out of good intentions. Okay, so there are people out there who have good intentions whenever they make comments, whenever they give you feedback. I would say it like that, not really comments. They give you feedback so that you can better yourself, and your guides are trying to tell you that your first blessing is that you have this chance. You have the chance. You are surrounded with people who care so much about you that they give you feedback so that you can better yourself. So don't waste this opportunity. Devotion, I'm seeing it more like putting in the work on yourself so that you can unbury that treasure within and allow yourself to shine through, like, outwards. Because I'm seeing it more like let's say a person, it's like this energy that's hiding deep. Okay, so let's say this is a person. There's energy hiding deep within that needs to kind of be pulled out. I'm seeing like the scene from Little Mermaid when her voice was taken. So let's say it's kind of like that, where you have this voice maybe, or like this energy to love, this ability to truly love yourself and everyone else around you. That energy there, I feel like you need to kind of pull it upwards. It can, maybe it's hiding down here. You need to pull it upwards towards your heart so that you can glow, glow from the inside out. And I feel like there is, because with this deep friendship with someone like this person who will guide you, it's gonna bring you good luck. So I think this one is kind of just like, it could be someone. Oh, okay, I'm saying it like the same or opposite sex. So they're just trying to tell you that there are people around you, maybe younger, who care a lot, and they're giving you advice. It doesn't necessarily need to be younger, but it could be someone younger. And here with unsettled times. Yes, this is connected here with the influence where people are kind of making you feel unsettled. Maybe you don't feel safe. And you need to plan how you're going to use this time, focusing on yourself. Because, there are times where people, let's say, you get out of one relationship, and maybe the way that we handle the situation, some people tend to go into another relationship already. Maybe because they feel like there is this void, or maybe they are ready for one. So I'm not judging. I'm just saying that the way people handle, let's say, the way people approach breakups or separations from certain things depends on one person to another, because we're all different. In this sense, I feel like you are maybe the type of person who maybe doesn't feel secure when you are alone. Like, not alone physically, but more in the relationship sense, okay? So I think in this case, they're trying to tell you that you have so much of this opportunity to work on yourself, better yourself, so that you can bring in better people who vibrate on the same frequency. Here with financial gain, usually coming from something you did in the past. I think instead of financial, this is more like a gain. This is the gain that you will get, is that you might actually be with someone younger. Could be a man or someone of the opposite sex from you, or however you identify as. It's just, could be someone younger. You might find a younger partner. But I think when you focus on putting energy into yourself, working on yourself, in the future, I think this is what they're trying to say, there will be significant gains from this, okay? Ooh, pile number 2. Okay, let's see. What other blessings can pile number 2 expect by the end of this month? So I feel like it's the first one is definitely a chance to work on yourself. And you have people around you. So by the end of this month, don't hesitate. Spend time on yourself. It's always nice to spend time on yourself. Oops. Okay. These two are called. Okay. Thank you. All right. Let's see. You have the Ten of Swords. Yeah, definitely this is aligning with this kind of energy where it's just overwhelmed, overthinking. There is just too much. But this is the ending of one cycle. And then you have the Ace of Swords all over again. Or, well, you have the Page first. Because then a message is coming. But this is the end of your troubles. I feel like this is reminding you that this is not gonna last long, because the rest of the month you have the chance to work on yourself. Ooh, King of Cups. Okay. So, okay, I don't want to speak too soon. I'll just lay out the cards first. The Knight of Swords. This is the... No, this is not the World. Oh my gosh, it's so hard with just the numbers. I'm gonna get back to that, but you have, oh my god, the numbers again. I'm so sorry, guys. Like, I'm trying to get used to the numbers only. It's kind of tough. You have so many cards out here. Okay, this one, number 14, is Temperance. Yes, Temperance. This number 20, it's tough, man. Okay, you have the Eight of Pentacles. Okay, I think we can fit 2 more cards here. Just gonna squish this here a little bit. Three of Wands. Yeah, support here. And the King of Pentacles. Look at that. 2 kings. But also, there could be conflict as well from what I'm picking up. Wheel of Fortune. It always comes around after Wheel of Fortune, right? No, I could be wrong. Anyway, regardless, because the point is, the message is going to be there regardless of what the number is. Here with the Ten of Swords, the King of Cups, what I was going to say is that this emotional stability is promised. You being able to harness that ability to because maybe you have, you're not able to regulate your mood so much. Let's say, for example, you maybe in certain situations when you don't want to be angry, you still act out, and maybe it's something that you've been trying to work on. I feel like there is promise that it's gonna work out. I'm hearing Judgment. I think this is the Judgment card. Yes, this is the Judgment card. Okay, now see, with the Knight of Swords towards Judgment, I feel like this there is speed. This is one of the fastest knights, and when you're able to build that stable ground in your emotional realm, it will be so quick for you to reach this part where you can discern the people who are worth your time and energy before they enter your life. You'll be able to choose people better. Here with Temperance, Eight of Pentacles. This is something that you're working on. Especially aligning with the King of Cups here. I feel like they're trying to tell you that this balance, this peace in knowing that things are going to work out regardless of your situation, this is coming to an end. With Temperance, they're just trying to remind you that you need to work on that inner balance to see that this is just an ending leading to a new beginning. It's not going to be the end of the world, because if you see it in that way, progress will not be able to, you won't be able to progress. So with the Eight of Pentacles, this is like working on your skills, yourself. And with the Three of Wands here, it's like having someone to lean on, being able to have a support system. So they're trying to let you know that there are people, your guides, and people around you who are helping you with this growth so that you can reach this King of Pentacles. Sorry, this King of Cups. And you still have the King of Pentacles here, because with your ability to discern your ability to discern a potential partner in the future, you're able to stick with something that is stable, nurturing. I'm hearing this King of Pentacles energy. Very grounded. Also, like, financially stable, I'm picking up as well. Because this was very relationship oriented, I feel like this is heavy relationship oriented, like love situation. But for others who don't necessarily connect with that, I feel like it's the same when you put, like, let's say when you're trying to work towards a career opportunity and you do not, maybe some people say that you're still not ready for that, you're not good enough. Work on yourself. How can you better yourself? And know that this is what they say should not be the end of, like, you just jumping out of this career already, or you just don't want to continue. See this as an opportunity to better yourself so that you can choose opportunities that match what you actually want to do with your life. With the King of Cups, is someone who follows their heart, who knows what they want, and then you'll be able to be promised that financial gain. There you go. So there's that small energy for career. I feel like this is more with in the love business, but for those who are pursuing a career, you have some people who are supporting you, who want to see you grow. Okay? And then you have the King of Pentacles with success. Now you have the Queen of Swords and the Ten of Pentacles. Look at that. Queen of Swords, I feel like, is very connected to this one, the Temperance. Oh my gosh, what I say? Judgment card, right? Because with Queen of Swords, you're able to balance that water energy, that your intuition, your feelings, and also be objective about it. So don't be too sharp-tongued, I'm hearing. Don't be so hard on yourself. See things like with your emotions, but also know when to be rational about those emotions. And then you will be promised that 10 of Pentacles, which is success and material wealth as well. Okay. Pile number 2, that was your reading. I hope this was helpful. I hope you enjoyed. Your first blessing, they're reminding you, is that you have this time for yourself. The second is that with that time, I feel like it's more of a progression. This is the first step, and then this is what you can expect. Maybe some by the end of this month, but then in the long run, you will have success. But once you put in the work and you're able to work on yourself and see things for the way that they are, instead of allowing yourself to be led with your emotions, because you have emotions, your emotions don't have you. You know, it's just like, don't allow your emotions to take control of every situation. You allow the way you react to something is also in your control. So that was your message again. Just reminding. But anyway, thank you so much for letting me read your energy and for sticking with me for another reading. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you have a wonderful rest of the day or night whenever you're watching this, and I'll see you next time for another reading. But for now, take care and see you next time. Bye. Hi, pile number 3, welcome to your reading. So this was the stone that you were drawn to. And in the beginning, I wanted to say something, but I didn't want to influence the way that you guys decided. But this one, because I was saying it's a lot of blue, and blue I was associating with like the throat chakra. So it's like with communication, and I feel like maybe a lot of the readings today, or all the readings, are going to be some like a way that you express yourself or you communicate what your needs or your thoughts. So let's see. Blue calcite. Who needs it? People who stare up at the ceiling, worrying about the future at 3 a.m. Okay, when to use it? When stress is the enemy. Freaking out is not a prerequisite for accomplishment. Deadlines aren't death sentences. Stress will extinguish your creativity and crush your dreams if you let it. Call on the calming, focused energy of blue calcite to remind you to put stress in its place, far away from the joy of the process and the delight of dreaming big. Act on your dreams. So I feel like this one, maybe it's like, you know how you have all these thoughts, emotions about what you feel, but then you don't speak it. It's the same idea how I'm seeing here, where you have all these thoughts of and plans of how you're going to execute something, but then you don't go around to executing it. Okay, so let's see. Pile number 3. What does pile number 3 need to know about blessings that they can receive by the end of this year, the end of this month? My bad. Maybe you guys have been stumbling on your words in an argument, maybe like when you can't express yourself and then you start stuttering. Okay, we're gonna start by getting oracle cards, like I already started getting. Your tea leaves are there on the side. We're just gonna pick some out after this. So what blessings can pile number 3 expect by the end of this month? Thank you. Okay, let's see. We're gonna look at these first and we're gonna get your tea leaves. You have resistance. Mercury in Taurus. See, with communication. Not able to speak. And maybe also being very stubborn. Unable to find the words, or like being very you're holding yourself back. You don't want to hurt other people's feelings also, I'm hearing. Enthusiasm with Sun in Sagittarius. Put that here. And status with Jupiter in Taurus. Look at that. Success is on the way. Right now, maybe you're not seeing that, but once you break that, like break through that boundary, you're gonna be able to. I think the boundary is like your comfort zone. Yes. It's in here. This one. Okay, let's get your tea leaves. Oh. No. That one, hold on. Yes. Oop, sorry. Okay, thank you. So let's see your tea leaves. You have bird flying. News is on the way. Okay. Dark man. Dealings or relationship with a man with dark complexion or hair. Okay. Funnel. Period of frustration. Lessons to be learned. Okay. Oh, I think this person's gonna enlighten you on that. Basket. Recognition. Reward for merit. Look at that recognition. Status and recognition. Okay, last one. Hills. Obstacles to overcome. Okay, these are definitely connected, where you have the period of frustration because there are things that you need to learn, obstacles to overcome. But at the end of the day, I think when you're working towards the status, working towards making yourself be seen, be known, and there will be someone guiding you, or someone that will spark that. Maybe it's like, let's say, a colleague who recently, or your boss who maybe didn't say such nice things about the way that you worked, or maybe someone just kind of made comments about you, offhanded comments, and you're just like, you didn't like it. So that's gonna be the spark that will drive you to work harder towards this, because I think maybe there was some kind of slow energy here. But that's why, with news on the way, I think there was something that kind of, either news that kind of, let's say if at the workplace they're like, oh, there's potential for a promotion, and then you hear that, and then that's gonna stop that slowness and just kind of push things into full speed, you know, like stepping on the gas pedal. So they're telling you right now that something is gonna, isn't there something here about, oh, stress, yes. So I think the way that you were dealing with something was causing a lot of friction. That's why resistance here. But something will kind of make you see, oh, okay, so I didn't have to stress about that, or I didn't have to deal with this in this way, and I could have approached this in another more easier flowing way. And once you find that, I think by the end of the month, that is your first blessing, is that something will allow you to see this situation in a different light, so you can approach it in an easier way. I'm not saying that there's not going to be any obstacles on the way, but it's not gonna be in a very slow manner, you know. I feel like it's gonna be a little quicker, but of course there will be obstacles, but something that you will kind of fly through very easily. Okay, what other blessings can pile number 3 expect by the end of this month? What other blessings can they expect by the end of the month? So already I feel like maybe you're feeling a bit stuck, but it's not gonna last for long. And thank you. Okay, let's see. You have the Devil, Ace of Cups. Oh. Okay, I'm gonna say it before I forget. I see right away that next to status, they're trying to remind you that you have to I think that's why you have some obstacles. It's because if you approach this need, not need, but approach recognition, status, success, if you approach it in the wrong way, there's gonna be more obstacles for you to overcome. It's going to be harder. There's going to be friction again. I think you were approaching some situation in the wrong way, and they're trying to remind you to look at it in a different way, and that's why you have this chance. Someone's going to wake you up to the truth. So they're trying to remind you not to go back to that, because it's just going to keep you stuck again if you approach something in the wrong way. Whether it's trying to get a new position, or it's trying to earn someone's affections, okay? Especially with the Ace of Cups here. Follow your heart, your heart and your why. 3 of Pentacles. You can do one more. Here. Knight of Pentacles. Look at that. Okay. 7 of Cups. I don't know why I was showing it here. 7 of Cups. Okay. Maybe we can... Yeah. Thanks. Justice. Yeah, fair. It has to be fair. Something that is emotionally fulfilling, but also it's not approaching it in the wrong way. 7 of Pentacles and the 8 of Cups. Here, with 8 of Cups and the Knight of Pentacles, I feel like it's going towards what is your true calling in a slowly but surely. Like, there is promise for success, but then you have to really follow your calling. And that's why with the Devil here in the status, with the Ace of Cups, I feel like this one in between is like, am I approaching this because I want to be recognized? I want the status. I want this. Or is it because, or am I approaching this in the sense that this is something that is really calling to me? Because let's say, for example, that, I don't know, for example, the Amazon dude, Jeff Bezos, I think it was, he started Amazon because he wanted to make shipping easier, delivery and all that. Maybe he had the idea, like maybe it struck him and he was like, oh yeah, this is gonna make me a millionaire, multi-billionaire or something. But I think the main purpose was that it was gonna help a lot of people as well. It was not just gonna bring him up, but it's gonna bring ease into the world. Like, you know, it's not just for their own personal reasons that they wanted to succeed, right? So I feel like a lot of people who succeed in life, they kind of have like other people in mind. Let's say people who are, okay, I'm thinking of PewDiePie on YouTube. So let's say he became famous because he was creating content that maybe he liked and maybe he thought that other people would like too. And that's why he became so successful on there. So I feel like, I'm not saying that you have to think of what other people think of you, because here with the Three of Pentacles, it's more like other people's feedback could help you and also kind of remind you about your passion so that you can find that and move towards it. But there's a few things that you're gonna face too. So yes, Seven of Pentacles here. There's like a lot of pretty things might cloud your judgment, especially below the Devil here. So I think that's why there's like this barrier with status. You have the barrier of like frustration, obstacles, and then you have temptations, clouded judgment. So like reaching this status with pure intentions, there's this block, and they're trying to remind you to see things more objectively and in a fair way. And I think that because I was immediately drawn to this dark man, I think this person, I feel like someone that you're gonna meet as well is gonna give you this very unbiased comment, and then you're just like, damn, and it's gonna wake you up a little bit. So here with the Seven of Pentacles, I feel like that's when you kind of ground yourself again and see, and that you don't have to, was this the one with the deadlines? Yes, stress. You don't have to rush to get here, because it's gonna happen, though it's gonna be a little slow, but it's gonna happen when it's meant to and the way it's meant to happen. Because there's so much success and reward for merit here, which is trying to remind you that when you go for your dreams with kind of this passion, this enthusiasm, with the Ace of Cups here as well, then all of these will be eliminated, and you're not gonna approach this with selfish intentions, and you're gonna work towards that, so that from the Seven of Pentacles you could reach like the 10, and then success and, you know, happiness, material wealth. But it requires you to do some reflection, some deep thinking, to see what's the next best move, so that you can move towards that. Okay. Yeah, I think it's very straightforward. The blessings you have is that you have this time to, or you will be meeting someone, maybe someone you don't know yet, or someone's gonna give you gonna give you feedback that's gonna wake you up, that's gonna allow you to see that the way you were approaching something was probably not in the best way, because it's slowing you down. And then it's gonna spark this enthusiasm to work towards your goals. But then you have to make sure, I feel like this is more details about how you're gonna work towards that. But you're gonna be, I think your blessing is more focused on the people around you as well, who are vouching for your success. And then you are gonna be able to remove these obstacles that are like approaching things in the wrong way. So I think your next blessing is clarity, being able to see it with your heart, being able to see it for the way it is, with justice, and then making the right moves towards your goal that will lead you to emotion, not just material, but also emotional fulfillment and success. It's gonna take some time, but trust the process, okay? Pile number 3, that was your reading. I hope you enjoyed. I hope this was helpful, and I thank you for sticking with me for another reading and for letting me read your energy. As usual, I hope you have a wonderful rest of the day or night whenever you're watching this, and I'll see you next time for another reading. But for now, take care, and I'll see you next time. Bye.